My name is Kostya Kuzmin and I'm a registered migration agent in Adelaide, South Australia, but working with all Australia. 417 visa, working holiday visa. How do we deal with the 6 months work limitation condition? Conditions are attached to individual visas. And when the visa is granted, a 6 months limitation is attached to yours. That means that you cannot work for more than one employer for a period of 6 months. But then the first and most important thing with the limitation is, does it expand to situations when the ABN is different? Does it expand when the business has a different company operating under a different ABN that can also employ you after the previous company with the previous ABN, the same company, a different company with a different ABN, but under the same umbrella of the same business starts employing you? Is it the same employer or not? Apparently not. So if someone wants to keep you very much and they give you a company, employ you through a company in their structure that has a different ABN, then they can do it. No problem doing that. And then you work 6 months for the first business and 6 months for the other business in the same structure, but with a different ABN. That's possible. And it's especially possible if employers like your work and they potentially consider sponsoring you for 482, for an employer-sponsored visa, and want you to stay for longer, want to see how you work, etc. So that's very helpful, extending your stay potentially by another 6 months through a different entity. That's my first point for today. Now, my second point for today is about substantive visas and bridging visas. So the substantive visa is the 417 itself. But what if the 417 ends and you lodge another 417? You get a bridging visa in between these two substantive visas. And that bridging visa also has a 6 months limitation condition. Now, that's a lot of fun because the previous visa 417 had a 6 months limitation condition of its own. But now the bridging visa has a 6 months limitation condition of its own as well, because conditions are attached to individual visas. So potentially, if you started with employer one and worked for them in the year of your visa, the last 6 months of that year, and then you lodged a new 417 and were granted a bridging visa, then can you work for the same employer with the same ABN, but on the bridging visa? And the answer is yes, you can. Conditions are individual to visas. So on the first 417, you work for that employer as part of the condition attached to that 417. Now we don't talk about the 417 anymore because you have a bridging visa. And it has its own condition. So the 6 months period of work for only one employer kicks in again. This is some helpful advice for you today. And obviously, best of luck if you like it here in Australia. Best of luck of trying to secure employer sponsorship and staying here permanently. And if you need any help with that, do let me know. I will leave the link below this video, which you can use to book your consultation with me. Thanks.